Hey guys, half a day. Welcome back to my channel, or at least for the new subscribers, welcome to my channel. I just kind of wanted to do kind of like a two-part thing, an updated conversation about, what's still going on with Walmart Spark. And then also a couple of things that I've noticed about several other apps that I use. So pull up a chair, grab yourself a drink, and let's talk. So the four apps really that I wanted to talk about, like you just heard, was Walmart Spark. The other two well-known, UberEATS, DoorDash, and then one that I use here in Texas, it's called Favor. And Favor works mainly with HEB, which is a large grocery chain here in Texas. And they do work with restaurants. It's kind of like a mix of Grubhub and DoorDash, because you do restaurant pickups, you do curbside pickups, and I guess throw in a little bit of Instacart, and you also shop for customers. So, but let's talk first thing about Spark. So I started reporting about this since the start of the year, and especially once I started seeing other YouTubers talking about the topic on what's changed about Spark. So I've been doing Spark for almost a year now, and I've seen the rise and the downfall and everything. I've seen the issues with the app itself, and then of course with the whole bots, the scammers, the cheaters. And then I've seen the positive changes where the stores, and not necessarily the entire market, but sometimes it's just the individual stores within that market or within that zone that have actually stepped up the game, on being vigilant, doing random ID checks, doing random cart checks, and just making sure that the people that are doing this job are the ones that are supposed to be doing them. It is actually their phone, and it is actually their account and not someone else's. And like I said, I've seen both. I've seen some steps forward, and, in the zone that we're currently in right now, my husband's actually just in the middle of waiting on a curbside. So that's why I wanted to kind of do this while we're waiting on that. But we've also been able to work at our Walmart in our home zone. Because where we're at right now, we actually have to drive at least 35 minutes just to get to this market. Because there's a handful of different Walmarts that we can be bouncing back and forth from. Compared to our home zone, really, in town is just one Walmart. And at the start of the year, it just went crazy, and if you've seen any of my previous video, you'll know what I'm talking about. Where, we got used to making X amount of dollars, and then we just saw a steady decline. But over the months since then, like I said, it just kept declining with all the issues. And then we slowly, especially once we tested out other zones when it came to Walmart Spark, and we were noticing the differences on whether that zone has multiple Walmarts or just one. We've seen, as I just mentioned, that some stores, some management, some area management, are actually stepping up their game and doing something that's a well-known issue, not just by the drivers, not just by the customers that, are placing the orders through Spark, but even the employees. Stuff that they are witnessing and they are well aware of and trying to do something about it. Like I said, with all the random checks. And then, of course, the Spark app themselves. They are still trying to do to step up their game as well with the random biometric, whether you even start Spark for the first time or even in the middle of an order. You've already accepted one, and next thing you know, you're having to do a random biometric check, with taking your picture. And then also the other thing that they're rolling out is checking driver's license. Now, the two markets that we currently work in, that's yet to hit us. So I don't know. Let me know if it has hit your market and if you've noticed any other positive changes since it's rolled out. But it is yet to hit us. But I mean, you know, so both this one we travel to and our home zone, we have noticed a slow but positive change in those areas. So I figured that was going to be the case. So, but we're still getting, or I'm still getting comments on my videos that I posted 6-8 months ago about this issue with Spark, that they are still heavily dealing with, you know, fraud accounts, bots and things like that. So like I said, I've always known that it was going to be a slow and tough battle. But so just for those of you guys that are new to Spark, that have been doing it for a little while, you know, hang in there, and then just hopefully this will actually be completely fixed, or at least the issues at our minimum compared to all the positive stuff. You know, it just skyrockets. But that kind of leads to the next thing, because, you know, going back to Favor, and like I said, if you're not in Texas, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But they do shopping, they do restaurant, and they do curbside. Now, Favor, as much as I love using it, because that is one of the apps that I frequently use when I can, they have no security measures. They don't have any type of biometric, you know, feature. And when you're doing curbside, you know, the person bringing out the groceries just automatically, you know, calls out the customer's name. They don't verify the person picking up is the one that's supposed to be picking up, and so forth. So what I have noticed here in the past month with Favor is that the offers have just been a steady decline. And it's basically the same symptoms that we started noticing with Spark earlier this year, that we've noticed. And we figured, even my husband said, is like, that's where they're going to start to turn to, because of all the security measures that Walmart, Spark, and, you know, the store themselves have been stepping up, that it's going to slowly drive those people doing that to other apps, to where, you know, it's easy to get away with using multiple accounts and whatnot. Because, you know, I've been seeing about it, I've been reading about it, and that's where, at least for here in Texas, that a lot of those people have been slowly moving to that. Because like I said, the offers have been declining, and, you know, I'll be sitting there, and again, that's another reason why I multi-app, because I don't want to rely just on one app, because we could be sitting in one spot, you know, 10, 20, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, just waiting for offers to come in while we see other people come and go. And that's what's happening with Favor. And so I'm really hoping, I mean, they are still a fairly new app, so I'm really hoping that they are gonna follow the lead of these other apps and start implementing security measures. So just be on the lookout. You know, if you are here in Texas and you're looking to do Favor, it is not a bad app at all. It's really good. It really does have its moments. It's just that, unfortunately, because there's really not much of security measures going on, that it's becoming prey to some of the issues that Walmart Spark has been dealing with, as well as, you know, DoorDash and even UberEATS. But, you know, on a more positive note, when it comes to, or at least it's just observations that I've noticed with both UberEATS and DoorDash. So the first thing is with DoorDash. The two things that I noticed here recently is because we've been able to work in our home zone, and when I work in my home zone, I'm able to use DoorDash and UberEATS compared to where we're at right now, where the offers aren't, you know, there's little to none that come through, really. But or at least that's where it's taking. But I noticed with DoorDash, and I might have a screenshot that you might be seeing popping up on what I noticed, is that, and it doesn't happen in all the offers, but what I like is that it actually includes a picture. You actually get to click on it, and you get to see what the drop-off looks like. Because we all know when we rely on GPS, sometimes it takes us behind where we're supposed to go. The neighbor or across the street, because it either takes us to the house before or after the actual drop-off, or it gets us to drive behind the residential area or whatever. So sometimes the GPS can be off. And I actually thought that was really cool, because I never noticed that before. Like I said, not every time that I made a delivery is there a little screenshot in the description that you can click on, and it expands and you get to see, okay, this is what the door is supposed to look like. So I thought that was really cool. And then the other feature that I noticed was when it comes to shopping, whenever you're doing shopping, whether it's Target, Walgreens, or whatever, before, whenever you're doing your shopping, yeah, you get to see how many items, but you don't know what you're shopping for. But here recently, now, and again, same thing, I took a couple of screenshots. So like I said, you'll see it here or here. But now you can actually click, it does a drop down, and you get to see what it is that you're shopping for. So, and especially because I did a Best Buy shopping order with DoorDash recently, and you never know, you could be picking up a TV, and being that we're in a smaller vehicle, you never know until you actually get there and whether, okay, I can or cannot accept this offer. So I thought that was another really cool update. If it's, if it hasn't hit your market, then, let me know, what do you think about that in reference to be able to seeing a little screenshot that you can expand. You can, click on it and it'll expand to see what the drop-off actually looks like, mainly the door, of course, and being able to see what it is you're shopping for. So those are two things that I've just noticed since I've been able to dash here a little bit more here this past week with DoorDash that I like. I like those updates. And here's something that I noticed with UberEATS. The offers still haven't been great. I actually was able to get, my acceptance rate, up to the 40s. I think it was like the mid 40s, because I was going to be doing a challenge with my daughter, and I did do a live stream on that. So if you want to go check that out, it's under my live stream playlist. But it was battle, with my daughter in UberEATS, and battling in the same zone, in the same market, and to see who could do better. Her acceptance rate was higher than mine, so we were going to see if that really made a big difference. So go check it out and see who won. But I've been doing this video for a little bit. It's been over 10 minutes, and that's how long we've been waiting here for this offer. Has it said anything yet about
the extra
qualified
earnings? But
it did? Okay.
But nothing's updated, so I'm about to.
We don't know if this could be a ghost order. I mean, it did pop up saying that his order does qualify now for additional earnings because of the wait time. But I said it's been almost 15 minutes really since he's checked in. So hopefully, I mean, it's over $30. Hopefully it's not an issue. But with UberEATS, and again, this is something that I just noticed this past week, is in my zone, my home zone, in that market, that's about 40 minutes away of where we're at right now. It's something that just started, and it's very similar to DoorDash's Earn by Time. But yay, it's now showing that it's ready, so it's not a ghost order. But it's something very similar to Earn by Time on DoorDash, but with UberEATS. And it kind of looks like this, to where you're given the opportunity to sign up for blocks like you do with Grubhub, and it's you are earning a specific amount for that time period. Now with UberEATS, from what I've been able to read, you can actually, after your second decline, then it automatically switches you back to Earn by Offer. But until that time, and what I've noticed and was that at least for during the day shifts, it ranged at least $14 or $14.50, something like that. And as the day went on into the early evening, it went up to 15 or 16. And then the one shift that I saw that was after 8 o'clock actually went to 16 something, or 16 or 17.50. So I thought that was really interesting. I've yet to try it. So if it's hit your market, you know, please let me know if this is, and especially if you also do DoorDash, and if you've tried Earn by Time on DoorDash, you know, if you see the similarities, you know, if it's made, you know, worth it. Earn by Time in my home zone starts at $11.50. And when it comes to Uber Eats, the Earn by Time for those blocks, it's not just for an hour. The way I've seen it so far, it's at least an hour and a half to 2 hours. Or is it 3 hours? I have to look at it again. But it's more than an hour that you're actually setting aside to do Earn by Time with Uber Eats. So I've been wanting to give it a try because, again, at least it's a little higher than DoorDash is in my home zone. You know, the 11.50. What I've seen to do like a lunch shift is $14.50 to do Earn by Time on Uber Eats. So be on the lookout for that video when I do actually give it a try. But it's really tough because a lot of the offers that come through in my home zone are the high miles, low pay type ones. So it's going to be really tough for me to be able to accept something like that. But again, maybe for the dinner shift, because it starts at $16.50 or $17, something like that, you know, I might be more willing to give that shift a try. So we'll see. But like I said, I thought that was really interesting. And like I said, when I was talking about the Uber Eats battle with my daughter, because the market that we're in now, I asked her, I was like, does your Uber Eats, do you see this opportunity? And she looked at it and she's like, no. And so right before I started recording this video, while we were in the same market with my daughter, I actually opened up my Uber Eats and saw there was no opportunities there either. So it hasn't hit this zone or this market, but it's definitely hit mine. And I might just try a dinner shift. So like I said, for my home zone, not the market we're currently in right now, but for my home zone, the Earn by Time starts at $14.50 during the day, and then it slowly goes up as the day goes on. You know, I noticed $16.50 for the earlier evening, and then $17.50 for 8 o'clock and later. So who knows, especially if you're doing the really late shift, if that goes up any higher. But like I said, I just wanted to share this with you guys. Those are the 4 apps that I do frequent, with the exception of Uber Eats. I don't do that one as often as I used to, but it really comes down to Walmart Spark, Favor, Instacart, then DoorDash, and Uber Eats in my home zone, in my hometown. But let me know what you guys think, you know, with any of the information that I provided in this, if it's hit your market or not. And, you know, especially if you have been doing it a while, when it comes to any of the things that I just talked about, you know, with the latest update on Walmart Spark, checking your driver's license as a new security measure. If you're here in Texas and using the Favor app, if you've noticed any changes. And then again, with those other interesting observations I noticed about DoorDash and the new opportunity with Uber Eats. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I do hope that you'll keep coming back. But until next time, whatever you are doing, whether it's gig work like this, W-2 job, however you're making money, stay safe. Get out there and make that money, but make sure you make it home in one piece. But I'll catch you guys on the next video. So until then, adios for now.